This feels very ASMR-y. I feel like when I'm by myself, I get really quiet until other people are in the chat, and I feel like I'm whispering because I am in my basement by myself. My cat's here, but she about to set something off. So I'm just watching because she's gonna. I closed the door and she figured out how to open it, and the last couple times that I've streamed, she has clawed at the carpet, clawed at the doors that are down here, started chewing on plastic that's around. Like, girl, we are trying to have a show here. We are trying to have a good time. And yeah, it's out here. But I'm gonna wait for some people to come on in and get this chat, get this party started. This is a party. It's just me talking about fictional characters as per usual. Um, I feel like I tried to share this on my Discord and my link wasn't out here. Let me see if this one works. I be struggling with these links. It's not like making it a link. I don't know. I don't know what's happening on the Discord. I don't know. I'm out here drinking. Um, my best friend put me on. They're like these Jose Cuervo cans that um I actually have my cooler here, so so I have one in there so I can refill my cup. But they're like sparkling margaritas, and they're not seltzer. I hate seltzer. I'm tired of all these seltzer drinks. I've never liked seltzer. If seltzer has a hater, it's me. The struggles. Did I tweet this? And oh my god. Something that always happens to me, whether I'm recording a video, is this gonna make it a link? No, why is this not? Why is nothing a link? I'm struggling here. Let me delete this. Ew, I hope nobody saw this. Something that always happens to me when I like start recording, whether it's a video or a TikTok, a YouTube video, like I start tearing up, my nose starts running, my eyes, tears fall down my eyes. It's just something that been happening to me. I don't understand, but it's all good. Okay, let's try this again. Come on down. I feel like now these links are so weird. I was about to put YouTube. That's not how you spell YouTube. Anime. Okay. I think there you go. That works. I don't know. I'm a have I got my things prepared. Have anyone come in here or not. I should have brought like a napkin with me. I don't know. We struggling out here. It's all good. I gotta figure. There's so many things I don't know. Still new to the streaming and figuring out OBS, and my test stream before was like a struggle. Me trying to connect. I had my camera and I couldn't figure out my sound, and then I figured out the sound and I couldn't figure out the camera. But we figured it out. So and then I did the fandom live stream. I believe it was not last week, the week before. And my camera kept autofocusing. And I was like, I thought I had it all figured out. Luckily, thanks shout out to Reddit. I Googled it and I was able to turn it off. Which is just really just put the camera in movie mode so it doesn't keep trying to focus. But I'm really proud of myself. I feel like for somebody that has zero experience, don't know what you're doing, just figuring things out, I feel like I've done enough. I've done what I can to make this a good experience. And, we still starting out. We still doing, there's a lot of learning and learning curves as I keep doing more of these. I'm trying to do it on a bi-weekly basis. So it may not be next Friday, maybe the next Friday, but I definitely am going to be, up in the graphics, up in the anti, maybe get some music up in here. I be seeing other people's streams and I'm like, wow, I can do this. I just need to learn how. And everything I do is like self-taught. So whatever. We figured it out. I feel like my mic is too high tech and it picks up every sound that I don't want. But we move. We shall make it work. Now it's just chilling. I'm gonna give it till like 9, 10, 9, 10, and I'm gonna get started on this live stream, what we're talking about, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. At least for me. I know I'm gonna have fun. I feel like I should have had something prepared near me. I didn't think I would be running a mess like this. But I'm really like loving like how my setup looks. Like the light, the quality. I got Goku finally figured out here as he is flashing on and off. And he's sending things out. Oh. Oh no, my nose is like definitely out here running. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna be right back. And we're back. Luckily, that didn't take too long. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm telling you, every time I hit record or hit live, my face is just trying to think of the best way to embarrass me with tears or stuff. I can't believe I was out here because I've been looking at myself through the YouTube replay, which is on a delay. And it's obviously not as big as my OBX screen where I can see myself zoomed in. So that's out here. And, whatever. We move. Does this even go where it needs to go? Who knows? I also tweeted this picture and I feel like my screen looks so dirty. And, okay, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was, but whatever. We're figuring it out. Took me way too long to set that cup down because I thought it was going to be closer than it was. Or I guess I had it more of a handle on how low it was. But whatever, we figured it out, girl. We doing what it needs to do. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. And this week, I wanted to talk about leads in manga, anime, manhwa that are okay. Let me backtrack. So, I am somebody that suffers immensely, immensely from secondhand embarrassment. I don't know what it is, y'all. Like, there are shows, there are movies, like I will need to fast forward through a scene because it makes me like cringe on the inside. Like super bad, like ugh, I hate it. I hate it. And I also this is whether I'm watching or reading something, whether I'm reading manga, manhwa, or even just a regular book, like conflict, misunderstandings, awkward moments, just like I feel like a wilting flower. Like it just makes me like, I hate it. So I preface that to say, as a result, when I am reading or watching something for entertainment, I really, really, really dislike just like any conflict, any drama, any misunderstanding. And I know what you're saying. Like, Lisa, what are you even reading? Because that is 99.9% of the stories that are out there. Yes, you are correct. There's a lot. And usually the one that gets me are love triangles because I hate a love triangle. I find that it is like you are already so deep into your ship when a love triangle is like introduced, or if specifically if it's like anime, manga, manhwa, like they kind of make it obvious like who the main couple is going to be. There's not many situations where you're really wondering like, oh my god, who are they gonna pick? Because the way that the story is going, the way that the things are happening, the cover be giving it away. The cover be letting me know who is like who's supposed to be with who, what is happening, right? So all that being said, if I can, I will avoid a love triangle because it's just not my jam. Like I already know who's gonna end up with who. But recently I've been reading this manhwa that many of us have been reading, on the Twitter streets, called Wet Sand, where there is a love triangle. And it has been, I saw on Reddit, or maybe the comments of where I was reading it, that the artist creator of the series is unsure of who she wants the main character to end up with. And for me, this like was specifically striking because the way that the story is going, you truly like you just don't know. Like it is so like it could be anybody's game. And I usually do not care for like the past lover, the main character's trying to move on, but the past lover won't let it go. Because oftentimes they're like a terrible person, abusive, some type of situation. And I'm just like, we already know the main, like the other character is just like endgame. But this story right here, Wet Sand, you just don't know. Or maybe it's obvious, but I'm in denial. But like the characters, everybody's good. Like I can see, honestly, truly, I can see it going for either one because the main character is still like entangled with the ex-lover. And I don't even know if they're like an ex-lover type of situation. Like they are just still in the depths of that situation. And as a result, I'm just completely like, for the first time ever, really like, damn, like who they gonna end up with. But also in like shocking news, this never happens before, I want the main character to be with the ex-lover. I never, ever wanted them to be with the ex-lover. Like I said, usually the ex-lover is like abusive. It's like a situation where they are, terrible. They're leaving for a reason. The ex-lover can't let it go. So this is not the time for you to be having a bath. Jingle bells over there. But yeah, as a result, I literally am just in shambiles. Oh, she's playing with a catnip ball that has bells in it. Okay, that is interesting. But yeah, girl, like, listen, shambiles because these characters, they got me in a chokehold. I'm gonna get into it because it is part of my main discussion, and it, I literally cannot. I just like, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into main other anime manga situations where there was a love triangle where it could have gone either way. Maybe some as obvious, maybe some as not obvious, some that we knew wasn't gonna happen, but the drama was dramaing. So I have 9 other um 9 other shows Manga Man wants to get into, and I put this little slideshow together. I'm figuring it out here on this OBS. So we're going to get into it. We're gonna figure it out. Here comes Suki. She about to be on a plastic bag, and she trying to open a door. Okay, Suks, this is not the time. She like, whatever. This is what I am going to do. Really, girl? Let me take a drink and have a stay down. Suks, this ain't the time, mamas. This ain't the time. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's get this. Oh, hold on, y'all. My nose is out here again. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Okay. And we're back. That little 2-second while I got myself together and got Suki together. And just kidding, she is not together. She doing what she want to do. Suks, you're out here. Okay. Let me get this. Hopefully my slideshow. There we go. Y'all already know what it is with who I got on this slideshow right now. And that's the energy. That's the energy that I'm starting on. We're going to get into it. Let's see. I also too try to find. I read a lot of manga and manhwa that isn't mainstream, so I definitely try to find I definitely try to think of the most ones that I've remembered. Oh hey Brianna, what's up? In my love story, they kind of subvert the second lead character stereotype. So I think we've had this conversation before where I need to watch my love story, and I haven't because I'm being a terrible person and judging by not the cover but the main character. I don't like the way he's drawn. But I know that there's a misunderstanding and he thinks that the girl likes his friend. And really she likes him. At least that's my understanding of the plot. I said I've only watched one episode, but I like read it on, I've read the synopsis. But I like know that it's good, but like this kind of goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of the stream, where I'm easily embarrassed, and some of his actions and his inner monologues, aside from his looks, are just super cringy, and it just like, like I could not. I think I like struggled through the first episode, but I did say that I was gonna give it another chance. And there's many an anime, manga, manhwa that I tried at first and didn't get into it, and then later on gave it another shot. Oh, hi, Toyin. Welcome and happy belated birthday. I'm going to take a drink just for you and your birthday. I mean, I was already drinking, but I will drink some more in your honor. So let's get started with these with these love triangles and what I'm trying, like my thoughts. So I started obviously with the most obvious one, the one that everybody knows, and that is Inuyasha, Kagome, and Kikyo. Now, I'm not going to say that every single person ships Kagome and Inuyasha, because they don't. There are people that write out for Kikyo. Am I one of those people? Absolutely not. Never. I will never write out for Inuyasha and Kikyo. But having rewatched the series, I was doing a series on my YouTube channel where I rewatched every season, and then I did like a review, but the review video was me like getting dressed up in cosplay of one of the characters and then reviewing the season. And then I stopped with Inuyasha. I think I left off at the 3rd or 4th season because they weren't available. They weren't available on Netflix. They were like on Hulu, and I was like, I don't want to watch it on Hulu. But I digress. The point of me bringing that up is, as I got introduced to Inuyasha when I was in like the summer before 5th grade, because I remember I moved to Pennsylvania and that was like the only show on television, like when I was up late. And I, of course, immediately was an Inuyasha and Kagome shipper, and I was like, oh my god, like I love them. They're so cute. I hate you, Kikyo. And since having rewatched the series as an adult, I'm not going to say that, like, I see it for Kikyo, because still, like, F Kikyo. But at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure I said this in, like, my video, Inuyasha and Kikyo, like, they didn't betray each other. They were betrayed by Naruko? That evil guy. I forgot his name, but the one evil main guy. He betrayed both of them, and I know that Inuyasha gets Naruko. There we go. I know that Inuyasha gets like a lot of flack for being back and forth with Kagome and Kikyo, but something that I didn't understand until, because I will say this too, when I was younger watching Inuyasha in my teens, Adult Swim wasn't showing the episodes in consecutive order, or I was not watching it every single night. So I'm watching the same couple of episodes all the time, and the story is not being told to me from start to finish. So something that I realized when I got older was that Inuyasha, like, when he wakes up at the tree, he thinks like no time has passed. He doesn't understand like that Kikyo thinks that he betrayed him. You know, he doesn't know any of that. He literally is shot. She shoots him an arrow. He has absolutely no idea why. He's actually like excited because he thinks like, I'm going to actually be able to be, either a full demon or full human, and like we can be together. So he wakes up and he has zero idea that like 50 years has passed. And now like enter Kagome, Kikyo's been dead. She's her reincarnation from the future. So all that context information really changed my mind on how I saw Inuyasha being like this back and forth with Kikyo and Kagome, because it really wasn't like that. To him, zero time had passed. Like, it's like going to sleep, waking up the next day, and then somebody's like, oh, 50 years passed. You didn't know that information. And the fact that he didn't really like get to process the fact that she died, and she's around as like a clay body, soulless spirit type of situation. Now, I don't agree with all of Kikyo's actions, because she was hurting too. And again, both of them are victims of Naruto. Naruto, I can't remember how they say his damn name, but they're both victims of him. But I feel like she then took it a little bit too far. Like, girl, he didn't realize that 50 years has passed. He isn't like purposely not trying to be with you, but you're also dead. So that like limits, like she was trying to drag him to hell in that first season. Like, girl, you're dead, but he's not dead. So, it kind of has that. But I know Inuyasha, and like as a show, gets a lot of flack from people because of the love triangle. But I really I think if people rewatch it at our current age, not taking the information, whatever you knew about it when you were watching it on Adult Swim. Here comes Suki scratching the carpet. But if you take that information now, I think you'll view it differently. Because another thing that happened to me when I was reviewing it was that I'm telling you, I Inuyasha Kagome #1 shipper, but I also recognized that Kagome was she was like, I don't care, he'll want to be with me, I'm gonna be by his side. I don't think that's an appropriate take to take. That's not a stance I recommend in any relationship. But, she's 15, 16 years old. I'm going to leave it to her being a youth and not having that much intel and insight into love. But, this is one of those love triangles where I understand if people ship Inuyasha and Kikyo still, because, they weren't betrayed by each other. They were victims. But, I do feel, too, that his relationship with Kagome was a lot more special than the one he had with Kikyo, because, as the show progresses and we learn kind of more of their relationship on the back end, Kikyo really wanted him to be, fully a human so they can, be together in all their, love and glory. And Kagome just accepted that he was half demon, half human. She said it. I'm gonna ride. That's my man's. I'm gonna ride or die for this man. So she was already accepting of that. And for that reason, I just I'm always gonna ship Kagome and Inuyasha, because I do think also based on the time, yes, Torian, you get it. Kagome loved him as he is because she met him like that. She wasn't interested in changing him. At first they kind of had this weird volatile relationship and they start falling for each other. But she, demon, not demon, she's seen his full human form when the full moon. His full demon form, or when he would get close to that. So she knew what it was. And at the end of the day, whatever happened with Inuyasha and Kikyo, she was never going to be accepting of who he really was. She wanted him to be fully human. She kind of wanted to be I feel like the equivalent of a pick-me nowadays, where she's I took him out the streets and he's loyal to me, but he used to be a cheater. That's what I feel like Kikyo was, but she was I took this dirty demon and made him full human and into a respectable person of society. So I definitely, those are my feelings, but I'm gonna side with Kagome. I'm always Kagome. That's my girl. She my #1. So I'm always going to ride out for her. The next ship, I don't really have many details of this. So I'm just gonna, I'll preface, I see why people would ship these to not me, because I'm loyal. And that is Koga and Kagome. Listen, I get it. I get it. Koga was crazy. Koga was wild. At the end of the day, he's a wolf. Hold on, let me take a sip. He's like a wild beast clan, whatever he's from. But he was wildin'. You're right. He was wild. Like, he would do the absolute most. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to kidnap Kagome for funsies, and then like be shocked that Kagome didn't want to be with him. Like, you was wildin'. You absolutely had zero approach. But one thing about him, he was valid in his feelings for Kagome. He said that out loud. He tried whether they were ethical ways, no, but he was really down for her and wanted to be with her. And he at any moment was like, yo, leave this man. Leave this man right now. I could give you a better life. I could give you a better world. That may not be my ship, but I respect it. I understand. Koga, I see you. You're not for me, but I see you. Now I'm gonna get into this next ship because I spent 10 minutes too long on Inuyasha and Kagome, and I'll be honest with y'all. I set up this slideshow. Like I said, I'm still learning OBS, so I set up this slideshow, and I have absolutely no idea who's next. Hold on, let me take a sip. I have no idea who's coming up, and we just gotta have to hope for the best in terms of who it is. So let's see what the next ship is. Oh, so this is very particular to the anime Golden Time, because it is the anime Golden Time. And I also did a video on this anime, an anime review, because Golden Time is an anime, also a manga, and I really I discovered it because at the time I was writing an article for CBR. I used to write for CBR, and I was writing an article on romances, like college-based anime. So anime, getting out of the high school. And where can I watch? Golden Time, when I saw it, was on Crunchyroll. Hold on, I'm gonna do my little Googles because I still think it's on Crunchyroll. Yes, it's on Crunchyroll. So let me tell y'all, Golden Time is a ride. And it's one of those anime where I actually dropped it for a couple of months because there was this super awkward moment that made me cringe. And I was like, you know what? Like, let me step back. Let me step back. Let me get over my secondhand embarrassment. But this is a show where the love triangle, I don't think anybody's right and I don't think anybody's wrong. And if people ship the other couple, I completely understand. I completely see it. Oh, Key, you're here. Hey, boo, hey. Listen, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm drinking like a pink drink, so I'm thinking of you. But Golden Time. Listen, guys, Canva got the overlays because I'm lazy and I don't feel like designing my own stuff. So Canva made it work. But back to Golden Time. So Golden Time is about this guy in the middle. His name is Tarabandri. And he goes off to college. He kind of had like a year off. So he's entering college a little bit later. He's a little bit older than everybody else. And college is his new start. He doesn't know anybody. He's making friends. He doesn't have friends from high school. And one thing that we discover is that the reason that college is his fresh start, is that when he graduated high school, he got into a freak accident and lost his memory. Like, forgot everything up until that day that he had his accident. So truly, college is like first experience popping. So in this new life of Tarabandri, he goes to college and he meets the girl who is on the right. Her name is Coco. And the funny way that he meets her is actually he meets this guy. They're walking to school together and Coco goes up to him and starts beating him with a bouquet of flowers because she's quote unquote in love with this guy. We later learned that her and the guy, they actually were like childhood friends. And she didn't really like love him like that. It's kind of just like their families always were like, oh, you guys are gonna end up together. You guys are gonna be engaged. Like, you guys are gonna get married. He don't want to be with her. She's kind of like obsessed with him, but we later learned that like she's not really into him like that. So once he gets to college, he joins this club and he meets the girl on the left. Her name is Linda. But here's the thing. Linda is his senpai. She's older than him. But we learned that Linda actually went to high school with him. They're the same age. They would have been, had that accident not occurred, they would have been together, in college. So Linda knows who Tarabandi is, but she's not going to be the one to like tell him because he has amnesia. He's having this whole new life. One thing that I really enjoyed about Golden Time was like once kind of Coco got over that initial guy, her and Tarabandi made it official, I think by like episode 4 or 5. And this has like 24 episodes. So immediately like a anime where the couple is established, chef's kiss. But, okay, Suki, she out here scratching this carpet. Like, ma'am, get it together. But yeah, so things start getting, weird because Tarabanli's like, he in his regular self who lost his memory is just cool with Linda. And he's like, damn, like Linda be looking out, I'm in this relationship with Coco. But he starts kind of like his old self, his original self, starts kind of like leaking in and is messing with him in terms of like Linda, because it turns out like he had feelings for Linda. Like he was in love with her in high school. And I'm just spoiling this whole anime. I'm so sorry, guys. But he's somebody that like who he was in high school, like him losing his memory was probably like the best thing that happened to him, because who he was in high school, he was very unconfident. Linda like basically took care of him the entire time. And he was like obsessed, infatuated with her. Whereas then he's in college and he's in this relationship with Coco and he's like grown. Like he is handling the relationship very maturely. They kind of both met each other at these weird, awkward moments in their life, but they progress in their relationship very like good. Very good. Like it's just like I would say like a healthy relationship where they have issues, they communicate those issues, they really care for each other despite like everything that happened. Like your Nanami shirt, thanks. So this shirt is from I can't remember her name. Wicked. I have her. Oh, I think it's something Wicked Waifu. I have her on my Twitter and she does I don't know if you guys have seen like those big waifu earrings that I have. They're from her too. I know her like name, but that's not her like. I think it's like Wicked Waifu or something like that. But her stuff is like amazing. That's who this shirt is from, and she releases stuff like periodically. Like she'll do like special drops and stuff like that. So I got this 2 summers ago. But I don't really wear it that often. But yeah, that's where this Nanami is from. So, yeah. So, with Golden Time, it's so funny, though, because it's one of those anime. So, my thing about when I watch anime is, like, I have kind of, like, a pipeline. Like, I watch the anime. You guys know I always watch the anime, and then I read the manga. I didn't read the manga for Golden Time. Is there one? I think there is one. But if I recall correctly, it was adapted like to a T, like literally bar for bar, word for word. Like it was a good adaptation. But something that I didn't realize until after the anime was done, after I finished watching it, was that people really like was wanting Tarabari to end up with Linda, who he was like his high school crush, as opposed to Coco. And this is one where like, I see it, but I don't think so. And I don't think so because the version of who he was in high school was like, I don't want to like say, I was going to call him a simp, but I don't think it's a bad thing to be a simp. But he just was very unconfident. Linda basically was like a mother figure. Like she really took care of him and like took him under her wing, and she would like protect him from bullies. And I just, I see it. I see where people are coming from, but not for me. I think him and Coco having their college relationship, having this relationship in his new life, his new iteration, where he is somebody that is confident, doesn't mince words, isn't afraid to express himself. He wants to get down and solve any issues that he has with Coco, and he handles everything from a very mature point of view. Like, his new self is the better self. I'm sorry. Like, I know people feel some type of way because he lost his whole memory. But, like, that thought about it, him losing his memory, like, that's not sad. But probably the best thing that ever happened to him, because he needed that personality change. He needed to become a different person, because who he currently was just, it was not it. But we're going to move on to our next surprise anime, because I forgot that the order of this slideshow. I think he should move on. Yes, and I feel that same way about him having, like I said, him moving past the old life. But something that I realized in life in general is that people have such like a nostalgia for the past. And there's this quote that says, like, we always imagine the past, like, way better than it was. And having this, like, affinity to the past, I feel like it leads people to stay in really bad relationships, whether it's friends, romantic, family. Like, you just put up with so much crap because you're like, oh, but we've been together, like, 5 years. And it's like, yeah, but somebody that you know in 2 months can treat you way better than somebody that you've known for 5-10 years. So I think this show is really... I know it feels like I gave the whole show away, but like I'm barely scratching the surface. It's actually really a really good watch, because it's just very different from your typical anime, and the way that it tackles all of these things that come up are just like spectacular. But listen, I'm not a fan of the past. I'm the fan of, let's move forward, let's forge a new path and move towards that together. Okay, so let's see what the next... I have no idea what this next anime is gonna be. Oh, Fruits Basket. Shout out to Ari, because I texted her and Key like, I need suggestions for a love triangle. And with Fruits Basket, so there's actually a couple different love triangles, and one that we're going to start with the most obvious one. Obviously, we have people shipping Toru and Kyo, endgame couple, and people shipping Toru and Yuki, which, I'll be honest, I did not, from the beginning, from the first anime, like the original version when I first saw this back in, like, I think 2010 or 2011, I did not see it. I did not see it for Yuki. I never saw them having a romantic collection. you said too many ships. There are many ships in Fruits Basket, and I was like, I was shocked at some of them. So yeah, I never saw it for Toru and Yuki in that way. Like, I never understood how people, well, I guess from what I've been reading, a lot of people, I think if you started with the anime kind of paints it in a way where it looks like a bit more romantic between Yuki and Toru. I never saw it that way. And not because I'm like, oh, I'm so special. Like, I can see through it. Like, I just could tell, like, this was somebody that was, like, hurting. Like, he was hurting. He needed, like, a loving person in his life, but it wasn't necessarily, like, romantic love. And that's always how I saw him and Toru. Kyo and Toru roof scene. Kyo and every scene. Like, it was always gonna be him. Like, who didn't think that it was gonna be him? Be fucking for real. But a ship that I discovered later, and I don't know if y'all heard of this ship, if y'all have, like, this is something that you knew about, but I heard that people ship Toru and Momiji. And I truly, truly, truly do not see it. Absolutely zero. Do not pass go. Go straight to jail. Don't collect $200. And I understand that by the end of the series, Momiji is like grown up and their age difference, like I think because he's really short in the beginning, like it seems like they have a bigger age gap than they do. And yeah, Momiji likes. See, I knew that he liked her, but like I never, like I always, I maybe because I was looking at him through kid goggles, but like I never saw him like a contender for Toru and him. And something that, and the reason that I noticed this, and, oh, they only have a 1 year age gap. That makes sense. But him being short, I felt like he was super, super younger than her. And then he like grew up all of a sudden. And I feel like a reason that I noticed that people like shipped them was when the anime was ending, the new anime, people, okay, Suki, girl, my nose is out here. When the anime was airing this new this new adaptation, like people was coming out the woodworks like Momiji and Toru, they should have been endgame. And I was just like, no, absolutely not. I don't know. I don't even think I saw it like a mom son, like, you know, like her being a mother figure to Yuki. I just didn't like, no, absolutely not. Like, she just would never. Like, I feel like she saw him like family, like a little brother or something. I just never thought that, like, yeah, somebody could like you, but like you could have crushes on mad people. Like, that doesn't mean you're end game or anything like that. There is also, um, what is it? Akito and it's been so long since I used to reread Fruits Basket every single year, but I be getting traumatized, so I kind of fell back. But I think Akito, Shigeru, and the other one was the one that was a rooster or a shrimp. I don't know. I need to. I wanted to rewatch. I wanted to finish the anime. Emotionally, I'm not there yet, but I Fruits Basket, you could just ship a bunch of people, but Kyo Toru, that's endgame. I'm sorry. I'm never Hitori, thank you. See, somebody here. Yeah, Toru, and the thing is too, like Toru, she played a very significant role in every single person. And I think it obviously goes back to like, this isn't like this groundbreaking of an idea, but like her being, you know, the analogy of the fruit basket where she's a rice ball with something in her back and she obviously can't see it. But, you know, I think it goes to say too that her being that rice balls pair well with everything. So she really just meshed, and every single Soma, she had a very special relationship with them. But not all of those relationships were romantic. Only one of them was romantic, and that's Kyo. And like, I think a lot of the time viewers for any show, medium, not just anime and manga, but like, we're like starved for love and like, we just want to ship. And it's like, listen, I got delusional ships. But I also feel like delusional ships to me occur when there's not a lot of information about the character and their existing relationships. We already know that Toru has like mad relationships, like specific roles that she plays in each and every one of the Soma's lives. Like, we don't need to be shipping her with people that we don't need to ship her with. That's that on that. My drink is running out, and I'm so glad that I have a can to refill it. But I'm gonna wait a second. All right, so next, number 5 on my list, and I completely forgot what anime this is or what it is. Oh, so this is Given. And with Given, we have Akihito and Yugetsu, or Akihito and Akihito. I don't know what I'm saying. People's names out here wrong. And Haruki. Now we know who he ends up with. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Given. He obviously ends up with Haruki. Like, that's written in the stars. That ain't no surprise. But what happens, he first has a relationship with Yugetsu. And this was a tough one. Like, I'll be honest, it's very, 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 very rare that I do not ship like who the author intended me to ship. I'm very vanilla. I'm sorry. I'm shipping Anne and Katora. Like, it's who I am. So I, of course, ship Akihito with, I call him Alt Rainer in my head because when I started watching Given, I was like, he looks a lot like Rainer from Attack on Titan if he was alt, like an alt scene kid. So I call him Alt Rainer. But him and Haruki, like, obviously they are endgame, but him and Yugetsu, their backstory and their love and just the way that they really, really loved each other, but they just weren't in the best headspace. They really relied on each other in like a toxic way. But I feel like had they met, I don't know, it's so hard because like if they had met as adults, would they have been, had this passion that they had? I don't know. I don't know if they would have, but I like I said, of course Akihito and Haruki endgame, but I can't help but to feel sad and mourn the relationship that Akihito had with Yugetsu because they didn't know how. They were teens. They didn't have the resources of love and, knowing what the, knowing how to love and knowing how to separate music and not be so like passionate and self-involved and really feel like, ooh, like we gotta be together forever. But they really fell hard and fast and completely burned out. They burned themselves out super hard in that relationship, and I get it. I see the people who still ship them. I understand because the thing is too, this is one of those like love triangles, although yeah, I guess it is a love triangle because Akihito was kind of messing with Yugetsu and leading Haruki on unintentionally. Intentionally. Because he was being a homosexual. He didn't have a home. So he was like, I'm just going to be with you, Haruki. And you're going to like lick my wounds. Which, whatever, side eye. But Yugetsu wasn't a bad person. Like, they just didn't work out. So this is one of those like love triangles where you really feel for people because he didn't do anything wrong. It's just they are not compatible. And their only issue is that they kept dragging it on. And then the both of them would like get other people in the relationship because Yugetsu's sleeping with other people. Haruki's sleeping with other people to get a home because this man does not have a house. And he just like sleeps with people or hooks up with them for the purpose of having a space to stay at night. So like he did a lot of growth. And I'm proud. I'm very proud of him. Here I am getting the rest of my drink. But no, I am proud of the work that so Akihito did. This mic is like so sensitive. It just be, this ASMR out here is wild. I'm gonna finish this one before I open the other one. But yeah, he did a lot of work. Like, I will say, like, Akihito, at the end, if you've seen the movie, also read the manga, because it's true to the manga, like, he stopped, focused on himself, he got back in contact with his parents, like, he doesn't make me cry, but he's like, he did the work to be a man worthy of Haruki's love. And whatever situation they had, that's between them. I'm gonna ride out. I rock with them. But this is one of those love triangles where I don't think anybody is wrong. I do just really think like Yugetsu and Haruki grew apart, and it wasn't for them, and it's sad to see Yugetsu like hurting over it, but I'm glad that they were able to like finalize it after years of kind of just like playing games with each other and other people, and they made it work. So cheers to that. Let's see. Ooh, okay. We don't have that many to go. Ah, let's see. I'm trying to think. I remember who's next. I also put like an anime on here where I don't remember everybody's names, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh, Bleach. Bleach. This one, the timeline still be going up. But let me explain. So I started Bleach like a month before I gave birth. I feel like my life is categorized by like when I was pregnant, before I gave birth, after I gave birth, before I was pregnant. So I new to the Bleach gang. New to Bleach gang. I would say I haven't read the manga. I've only seen the first 2 seasons completely. And what happened was this is Hulu's gonna be my villain origin story, because I started watching it on Crunchyroll, and then because of like the new one coming out, whatever, Crunchyroll lost all the licensing, and then it moved to Hulu. I'm drinking these sparkling things, so they got me out here burping. So as a result, I did not get to continue Bleach because I just do not like Hulu at all. I have like the free plan, and if I have to, like, when I was watching Abbott Elementary, like, I put up with it, but when it comes to anime, like, I don't want commercials in my anime. So I have not gone back to Bleach. I've seen the first 2 seasons. So here's the thing. Tori, I was pissed off that it left Crunchyroll. Like, how could you do that to me? I was in the middle, literally like the middle of watching it. Like the next day I went and it was gone. So here's the thing. Bleach is so old, y'all. Like, I've been spoiled to death in terms of like relationship and games, whatever. Can't tell you the plot because for some reason I haven't been spoiled on the plot yet. But I have been spoiled on like who be ending up with who. And the way that the story was going, I really, really thought, at least especially in season 2, that Ichigo and Rukia were endgame. And then I learned that it's not. They're not endgame. And he ends up with Hime, and color me confused. And here's the thing, right? So I definitely, from episode 1, was shipping Rukia and Ichigo, right? But then they introduced Renji and Rukia's backstory. And then I started shipping Rukia and Renji. And like, I don't know. I will say another thing. Like I said, I have not finished Bleach. Wait, girl, that's like 20 seasons. I'm so behind. But if there's one thing that's going to make you a shipper harder than you already are, it's fan art. I follow this fan artist, or she's an artist, but she mostly on this account posts Rukia and Ichigo fan art. Like, her fan art be like making me jump out the window. Like, I'm convinced Ichigo and Rukia belong together. But then I see screenshots of Rukia and Renji, and I'm like, no, they belong together. And I was shipping Orihime with the other guy. I forgot his name. That he's one of the his costume. Oh no, I need to wipe my nose. His costume is so clamp. What's his name? He's the one with like the crosses. He's one of the Quincy's. I was shipping Orihime and him in this arc. So Bleach got me all over the place because I've seen, and the thing is, like, I'm the worst because I know that I'm like behind, and I be reading every thread arguing versus Rukia versus Orihime. I'm reading them. I'm reading them down. I'm trying to figure out where I lie, and I'm just like, Ishida, thank you. I don't know. I understand Ruki and Renji best, so don't ship again. See, I say that past life, like that doesn't mean anything. But I feel like they had chemistry in their past life. Like that's the thing. Like I feel like they really did have chemistry in the past life. But then the way that Ichigo and Rukia, like my man's basically, again, I only know up to season 2. Like became a hollow, half hollow, whatever, and went into the Soul Society, risked life, death, got his own situation started to save her. You telling me like you just saving her as a friend? You just saved, like, you gotta be a special ass friend that I'm gonna fucking risk all of this to come to the Soul Society and save you when the risks are that high. Ruki and Ichigo's dynamic, same, like I'm telling you, like, I know I need to go back. See, and one thing about me, I'll be straight up. I don't care what the genre is. I'm motivated by romance. So if it's an anime that has like zero romance, I'm gonna find people to ship, and I'm gonna let that ship drive me to finish. Although I do love Attack on Titan for its regular plot, whatever. But I am going to let that, my delusional ship, drive me. So with Bleach, I really liked Bleach. I thought the plot was cool. It was interesting. There's a lot of elements that kind of remind me of like XXX Holic. You guys know that's my number one. But I was really like rooting for Ichigo and Rukia, and then I like spoiled it for myself and find out that that's not endgame. And there's so many theories on why they're not endgame and why Orihime is like better for him, and I'm not there yet. But I don't know. Like, you just gonna go that hard for a friend? Felt like an obligation. Finish the show. I'm gonna finish the show, but maybe not on Hulu. You know how I feel about Hulu. But I was like, let me include this on here because this is a conversation that needs to be had. But it's funny, like, being an outsider of the fandom, and to this day, like, the one person that I follow, and it's so funny because I had this as my background, and I cannot think of this artist, but she has, or they, I don't know their pronouns, they have like the best Ichigo and Rukia fan art. And this is how you know how petty the community is. Like an Orihime and Ichigo shipper copied her fan art and made it Ichigo and Orihime, and it was very weird. But I just get lost in these threads. So I definitely need to finish, and I need to make my own opinion on, like, does Orihime, because the thing is too, like, I see the setup. Like, the setup definitely was there in the beginning, like those first couple episodes, with how, like, Ichigo kind of like was paying a lot of attention to Orihime in the beginning, and like her situation with her brother and all that. Like, I can see the intention there, but I'm not just enough into it to really feel like, was it supposed to be endgame? Like, who the endgame was supposed to be. But I'm gonna leave it there because, like I said, I'm speaking from only the perspective of somebody who's seen the first 2 seasons and like a couple episodes of season 3. Who's next? Oh my god. I'm trying to remember. So I think okay. So the next anime slash manga that's on the list is Ao Haru Ride. I just say Ao Haru Ride. I don't know how people say it. Or known by the anime name Blue Spring Ride. So the thing with this entry, and the reason that I have a manga picture on here, I don't know what's happening with my nose. Also allergy season. But that's so gross. I'm so sorry. So Aru Haru Ride has an anime, and the anime is 12 or 13 episodes, and that only covers up to volume 4 of the manga. And the manga has, I believe it is 12 volumes. Let me get the facts straight right here. 13. The manga has 13 volumes. So as you can imagine, an anime that only covered 4 volumes at that, not even the full 4 volumes, left a lot of ground to be uncovered. And there is in the anime does cover like this kind of love triangle with the main girl Futaba. It's been so long. I've read this so long ago. So Futaba, her, Ko, and the other girl. That was kind of like the love triangle in Chi. That was like the love triangle in the anime, and it kind of leaves off like open-ended. Is it Chi or is it? I don't know because I'm just on maybe it's her. Maybe it's the other girl, Yuri. I don't know. I'm on my anime list trying to figure this out. So that's like the love triangle in the anime, right? But the manga continues, and to be honest, and I loved this series, the manga be dragging it. Like, when you finally think that Futaba and Ko are going to get together, like, they just be throwing more wrenches in it to expand the story, and it was unnecessary. So, this is a common trope in anime, or most specifically manga, because I feel like this part never gets adapted. But, Futaba's kind of like waiting for Ko to get his life together because he's depressed, the loss of his mom, blah, yada, yada. In the meantime, this other guy from her class is interested in her and asks her out. And Futaba's like, you know what? I'm not waiting for Ko anymore. Like, you know how I feel. You know that my feelings are. You're too busy in your own world. I'm going to go out with somebody else. And she does. And to me, like I said, I don't like conflict. I don't like awkward moments. But I did love the fact that Futaba went out with this other guy. While I do think, like, at the point where this happens in the manga, I'm like, y'all dragging it. This manga could have ended, like, 2 volumes ago. Like, when it finally looked like they were going to get together, like, Ko kind of, like, backs out of it. So, it's extended. She goes out with this other guy. But aside from me just thinking, like, that was dragged out, I love that she went out with somebody else. Because you know what? These other parties need to know that you not waiting. You not playing games. You don't want me. I got your replacement lined up. And that's what Futaba did. She had that man. Man, they're like 14 or 15. But she had him ready. Like, he was interested in her. And she, like, had this moment where she was like, I really love Ko. But clearly, like, he ain't getting it together. So why should I miss out? Like, why should I, like, not have this opportunity to have somebody love on me and care about me. So she gets with this other guy. They're not endgame, obviously, because the whole story is about her and Co. But I love seeing that. I love seeing a girl who has other options and take advantage of those other options. Unfortunately, it was like the trope for Co. Like, it wasn't until you got with somebody else that I like really wanted to be with you and realize my feelings, which like that if it took me to see you with somebody else to want you trope is so tired. But I am really proud of Futaba like putting her foot down. Futaba being like, nah, you are you're like wasting my time, like you're leaving me high and dry, like I've been waiting for you. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance that really deserves it. And they didn't end up endgame, but I'm proud of her for not just waiting around, because these partners will make you think like you just have to wait on them hand and foot to get their shit together. Futaba said, no, thank you. Somebody else likes me. I'm going to get it together and be with them. And then, her and Co get together later, but I'm proud. Oh my God, I'm getting my late night voice where after a certain time, I start losing my voice. So, let me start getting this wrapped up. Now, this next ship, I'm going to have to look up the names because it's been a long time since I saw this anime. And it's 2 seasons. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's her name. That's his. I'm like, let me look up their names, but this is one of those animes where this scene was so like impactful. I will never forget it. So this anime is Honey and Clover, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I saw Honey and Clover when I was in college, and Honey and Clover takes place in college. So I immediately like bonded to this anime because I'm in college. Of course, I want to see students and people in college going through relationships and things like that. But after, I would say maybe like in 2019 or 2020, I decided to look at the manga and immediately have regrets. The main character of Honey and Clover, who isn't part of the ship that I'm talking about, but I feel like addressing this, Hagumi, is like very small and tiny in the anime, but the manga, she looks like she is 10. She looks way too young, and it just did not sit right with me. Was not something that I could power through reading it. The anime, she like looks young, but like the manga, like nah, like it's nasty. It's nasty how young she looks, especially because she's 18 and she has like a couple people that are interested in her. This is not, like I said, this is not the ship that I'm talking about today, but I did want to make sure to point that out because I'm not over it, and I just So the ship that I'm talking about is the girl Ayumi and the guy Takumi. So they don't get together. At least I don't remember them getting together. As I said, it's been almost 10 years since I've watched the anime. But with this ship in particular, like, she really likes him. They're in school together. I think they're in the same department. And she likes him a lot. And he recognizes that she would be a great girl for him. But he is in love with, I believe it's like an older lady. She's definitely older, but I forget how they met. I think she's a professor and she's married Oh my god, this is so messy. I think she's married to like another man, and he's like having like he's her affair partner. If I recall correctly, that is what happens. And so this love triangle is kind of like a one-sided triangle because he's not even checking for Ayumi. But he does recognize that like she would be perfect for him if he was not in love with this other like trifling ass lady. And there's this one scene that I will never forget. It's like they go out drinking. Ayumi's mad drunk. So Takumi offers to take her home, and he's carrying her home piggyback style. And the entire way home, I'm getting emotional, but it's so good. The entire way home, she is like on his back. Oh my god, hold on, I left my nose up. I don't know why it's running so much. The entire time home, she is on his back and she's saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. And he's like, I know, I know, I know. And it's like, he knows that she loves him. He knows that like she would be good for him. But he unfortunately is like wrapped up in this toxic situation. And it's just like, yikes. Man. And then it's like an unrequited love triangle. But I really wish he would have picked her. Like, I really wish he would have picked her because there was no one else that would have been the better choice than him. I think. Oh, hold on, y'all. Do I think I'm in the right? My internet is slowing down. We're almost done. We're gonna wrap it up because I think we're at the end of my my slideshow. We're at the end of these love triangles, and we've come full circle because we are back. Excuse me. This is like so gross. As my, I don't know if I'm having like an allergy attack or I'm just so emotional. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Oh. Oh no. I lost the stream. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm back. Yes, I don't know what was happening. I'm so sorry. My internet was out. I just pushed my cup away. My internet was out here drawing. But I think we're back. And we're at the end. Like, I'm pretty sure we've come full circle to the whole reason that I did the stream is based on this manga and this couple that I want to be endgame, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. And that is wet sand. Wet sand. Wet. Like, whew. You know what? Hold on. Let me get my drink together for this last part because this is more ASMR here. That is so satisfying. Maybe not that part so much. Okay. We're doing something. These bubbles. Am I about to do ASMR content? Okay. No, but for real. Let's wrap this up. So, I'm going to pull up the synopsis to Wet Sand because I'm so in love with TJ, which is the character all the way to the left, that I do not care. I do not care about the other people. And I probably should. Let me pull it up here with the quickness. And it's funny because okay, so there we got these characters. So the guy all the way to the left, his name is TJ. Full name is Taejun. And the guy, I gotta look at the picture. The guy in the middle, his name is Ian. And then the guy all the way to the right, his name is Joseph Landy, also known as Joe. So Joe is like minding his business at his job. And he always sees Ian, this man, and he is like, damn, like he's attractive. I'm interested in him. And he just thinks he's like, like, why am I interested in this man? And they kind of like become friends, start getting to know each other. But Ian is still attached to his old fling named TJ Taejun. And let me tell y'all, I'm gonna be 100% straight up with y'all. I'm pretty sure the story is guided for you to ship Joseph and Ian. Like, TJ represents the old life, like gangs and like violence and beating people up. Like, they were kind of like survival mode together. And that Ian's done with that life. Ian wants nothing to do with that life. Now he meets Joe, who is like, he just be working at a shop, straight edge dude, doing what he gotta do. And he is like, he's interested. But he is still like, he be hanging out with Joe. Come home, TJ is at the crib waiting. He never denies TJ. And they have this connection that is so deep and entwined with each other. And it's like, truly, truly, all three characters are absolutely amazing. And I could see why Joe is supposed to be the one that's like pushing Ian to a better life. But TJ, and I got more pictures of TJ because I wanted to make sure, like, my man's, hold on, in my nose, my man's got the tattoo. He got the, I'm getting too excited. He got the facial scars. Like, he has it all. And he really, 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 really loves Ian. Like, they came up together. They was in this gang together. I feel like everything that TJ has done up until this point has been for Ian. But Ian wants out of that life. And that's why Joe is attractive. Because Joe represents the newness. Joe represents the life that he wants, away from the gang, away from the violence, away from the stabbings and the killings and the tattoos and the drugs. I don't remember if there's drugs involved. I may be making that last part up. But he wants out. But like, look at this man. No. So this is the whole reason the topic of the stream started out, because I was just like, I don't think I've ever read a story where I am rooting for the person that is not like who the end game is supposed to be. But then I saw either on Reddit or one of the comments on the manga site that the mangaka, not the mangaka, because it's manhwa, the creator is undecided as to who she wants, or they, I don't know their gender, who they want Ian to end up with. And creator, in the 1 in a million chance that you're watching this, I need it to be TJ. I get it. I get it. Joe is a great guy. He is so, I'm losing my voice, this is why I sound like this. He is so nice, and he could treat Ian so well. And he absolutely has been treating Ian so well. He has been giving Ian the taste of this new life that he wants. But TJ's where it's at. TJ is where it's at. He just is. He absolutely is, like, I know he fucked up. He's a gangster. He is very, he has his own ways. They aren't always the best ways. But him and Ian just have that chemistry, like that years of built-in chemistry, that I will die for you, I will kill for you, I will do whatever I need to do to protect you energy. And that's not going away. It's not going away. And I just, my nose is out here. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's not going away. They're meant to be together. But like, it hurts because I feel for Joe. Like, Joe is a nice guy. He's great. He really cares about Ian, and he kind of like doesn't know everything about Ian's past, but he wants to protect Ian and be there for Ian. But like, TJ's where it's at. And I've never ever rooted for a second person as much as I've been rooting for TJ. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people out there. I've been in the tweets. I've been in the threads. We are out here rooting for TJ. And like I said, the creator, she said she undecided. They said they're undecided. I'm just assuming. I don't know. They're undecided. But like, make a choice. It's right here. Sorry, Joe. It's TJ and Ian. Look at that face. The scars are because they're meant to be. They're meant to be. You can't convince me otherwise. But I'm gonna leave y'all there because I can go on and on. But this was a lot of fun with the second leads. These love triangles, kind of approaching them from a different direction. Because if there's one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my 30 years of insight and experience and life to these fictional characters and situations. And it is what it, like, I really enjoy it. But this was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to go reread Wet Sand because TJ, like, he is the one. But like I said, love triangles make me feel so awkward. But I cannot get over, like, TJ. Like, he's the one. He truly is the one, the two, the three. Like, I'm very interested to see where this story goes because, I feel like normally, like, you would see the main character kind of make more of an effort to cut off, like, the old love in honor of the new love. And I don't feel like Ian been doing a good job of that. I'm just saying. I really do not think Ian has been doing the best at, like, cutting TJ off and, like, setting boundaries in order to, like, get with Joe or be with Joe. But I think he's also trying to protect Joe. Anyways, this has been so much fun. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. And like I said, I don't know what the hell is happening with my nose, my allergies. Why I'm out here struggling as I'm passing away. But this mic picks up way too much. I'm so sorry. I sound so gross. But this was a lot of fun, and I will be back in 2 weeks. And I'm going to pick a Josie title. I'm pretty sure that we can talk about and discuss. And I will make that public very soon because I want everybody to come to the table prepared. I want people to come with their notes. I want us all to have a conversation. I'm pretty sure I'm in between Sweat and Soap, Wotakoi, and Something's Wrong with Us as my first Josie series to dive deep into. Like Sweat and Soap, it's a love story. It's cute. Not a lot of drama outside of the couple, but I think it's just one of those conversations that's, as grown folk, really good to have. And Wotakoi, so much there, but Something's Wrong with Us got the drama, the triangles, the murder. It got a lot. So I may do a poll and see which manga we should talk about next. But thank you so much for tuning in. Toyin, shout out to you for keeping that chat of one popping. But this has been a lot of fun, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace